We are surrounded on all sides, above and below, within and without, by love, protection, divinity, and magic. The circle is cast, and so it is.
Hello. My name is Chelb. My pronouns are they, them. And this is Phasecraft Collective, your weekly check-in with the tarot to get the vibes, to see what energy is available, to see what is possible for the week to come. And we just got out of a full moon. We just got out of a Venus retrograde. Mercury retrograde is either almost over or it's over. We're seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. That being said, with all retrogrades, there's like a shadow period where the energetic residue is still kind of impacting things. So like slower starts, slower integrations as we move from retrograde to non-retrograde energy. But overall, I mean, despite how awful so many things are in the world, the collective energy is kind of good. Again, with the caveat that like there are terrible things happening every single day and we need to stay aware of them. And there's also so much good and awakening that is happening every single day that we can connect to and see and take as inspiration for our own personal actions to help us keep the hope alive, which I haven't said for a couple of weeks, but keep the hope alive is kind of like the whole vibe of the year because I've said it like almost every week since January. But yeah, it's good stuff. And if you're not in Tarotcraft, my 6-week tarot course, you can sign up for the remaining 4 classes individually if you'd like. We're diving into the major arcana next week, so going deep into each card, looking at the kind of like evolved interpretations, the popular ones from different traditions throughout time, ways to use your intuition to look at and gain meaning from it. That's this week on April 17th. And then next week is the court cards. And the court cards is one of my favorite classes because these 16 cards, these are the pages, the knights, the kings, the queens, they tend to confuse people. They tend to be where a lot of us get stuck on our journey to learning tarot. And so we dedicate an entire 2-hour class to like understanding and navigating the court cards. So that's next week. And then we do the wands and swords and then the cups and pentacles. So if you want to get more in tune with any of those groups of cards, link is in the episode description to come take a tarot class with me, because why not? It's a blast. And you just get to like be in community with other cool folks. The people in my classes are always so chill. It's a very like relaxed, not super serious vibe. We're all just there to learn with each other, to grow. You will never be put on the spot. You will never be told you are wrong unless you say something like totally out of pocket. But I've never had that happen. So, you know, it's an open space. I hesitate to say safe space because none of us can decide what is truly safe for anyone else, but it is an open space. It is I also don't like the term brave space because that feels very like therapy speak, but all that to say, you can come hang. It's a fun time. Cool. Should we get to the reading? Should I stop yapping and should we see what the cards have to say for us this week? Before we begin, as always, we're going to take a few minutes just to breathe and center and ground, do what's called casting a circle, setting container. So I'm going to close my eyes and I invite you to do the same if it feels safe and good to do so. Otherwise, you might just bring your gaze down to your cheeks or somewhere else out in space. Just take a few breaths to feel your shoulders rising and falling, rib cage expanding and softening. And letting the force of your exhales moving down your body settle into wherever you are making contact with the ground, whether it's your feet on the floor, your seat in a chair, your back on a bed or a couch. And just really let that awareness, that grounded awareness, anchor you into the present moment. And here I'm going to call to the spirits and guardians of the elements. As I name them, I invite you to imagine their force, their essence, creating a circle of protection around you. Maybe you see a circle of salt or a ring of fire, maybe stones or plants rising up out of the earth. Maybe you see the ground open up and fill with water. Maybe you see or feel air swirling around you, creating a force field. Maybe you see a combination of these things or something else entirely. However your force, your magic represents itself is good, is right. Just let it be. I call to the spirits and guardians of the north, of earth, the deepest roots and the tallest trees, the stardust that gave shape to this planet, into our bones, hail and welcome. I call to the spirits and guardians of the east, of air, of wind and breath, of thought and change, hail and welcome. I call to the spirits and guardians of the south, of fire, the life-giving sun, the powers of creation and destruction, cleansing and renewal, hail and welcome. I call to the spirits and guardians of the west, of water, the oceans and our blood, the rivers and our sweat, the rain and our tears, hail and welcome. We are surrounded on all sides, above and below, within and without, by love, protection, divinity, and magic. The circle is cast, and so it is. You can take a couple more breaths here. And whenever you're ready, you can open your eyes. Perfect. All right. Let's do it. I almost only did 2 knocks, and I had a feeling someone would be scandalized that there weren't 3. I feel like all of my videos it's 3 knocks, but it varies from time to time. Don't always do exactly 3, but it's kind of become my signature at this point. Oh, that's a huge groove. Oh, it isn't that huge. It's only 5 cards. Okay. 5. Well, my microphone needs to be moved. 5 very distinct energies. The Emperor, the 3 of Pentacles, the 5 of Wands. Oh my gosh, there's such a glare, I can't even count my cards. The 10 of Swords, the Page of Swords. Oh, and 2 more. The King of Swords, the 6 of Wands. That's just a lot. That's just a lot. It's a lot of energy, but there's such stability in all of this. Like the Five of Wands stability, to an extent, yes. The Five of Wands is this Queen of Pentacles. The Five of Wands is this like moment of chaos that only comes about because we are so stable in our efforts, in our process, in our expression. And the chaos comes because we either are finally able to handle it, or because we need it to find the growth on the other side. I know we think of fours as stable a lot, but the Three of Pentacles, threes are extremely stable. Triangles are the most stable, strong shape that there is. And the Three of Pentacles invites that stability through collaboration. All of this is started with the Emperor, right? And it's knowing, same with that Five of Wands moment, it's knowing ourselves, our power, our boundaries, our skills, being confident and sure in what we are bringing so that we can then bring in those additional energies, those additional elements, people, assistance. Wow, it spit out so much right away, but now I was going to say it's done, but it's not. Four of Cups. Okay. Lots of royalty present for us. Let me get an eyeball here. Okay, so yeah. I mean, starting with that Emperor, that Three of Coins, that Five of Wands, and then this Ten of Swords. Through this knowledge of self and this active, intentional seeking of external forces, elements, collaboration, we find the end or the beginning. We find the final evolution of our current ways of thinking and being. Something is shifting, and I mean that is quite general because something is always shifting, it's like for every single one of us. But this moment is going to ask you, this week is going to ask you, how you can stay stable in your sense of self, even when you feel as though you are being tested, even when external forces maybe become off balance. And how can you let it show you fully the ways your mind reacts and wants to categorize and interact with these external forces to stimulate? Does that make sense? I don't know if that makes sense. This is kind of one of those moments where I'm opening my mouth and things are coming out and I'm like, that could mean anything, but that's kind of the beauty of this, right? It's not supposed to make sense to me. It's supposed to make sense to you. Yeah, it's that assuredness. It's that like willingness to undergo the challenge and the chaos in order to find that next evolution, that opening for growth to happen, that spark of inspiration that shows you you've leveled out here and now it's time to shift so that you can then continue. Because then we have the Page of Swords, and the King of Swords, and the Six of Wands. A page and a king, when they come out together, it is something that, like, I love this energy because it's this balance. They are showing different, like, levels of integration. And with the page, we're learning, we're seeking, we're hoping for that connection to something new. We're receiving messages, we're receiving new information, we're taking in a lot, we're trying a lot of new things. And by the time we reach this integration of the king, we are solid. We know, and even if we're still learning, we know and understand better how to process and move through and experience. And we are able to do so maybe without thinking. We are able to do it with educated curiosity. And so, this mental cycle that we're coming to an end with is born both out of experience and naivete. Is this the same? Did we get this last week? I feel like I have deja vu. It's a balance of expertise and curiosity and student energy. It's knowing that you can be both and that you have to be both. It's knowing that there is no expert. There is no guru. There is no end to the journey or the learning or the seeking. It's knowing that you can have a lot of wisdom and knowledge, but that does not in any way, shape, or form mean that you are the end all and be all. And you still need to stay open to what else is waiting for you to discover it. That felt right. Felt very right. And then we have the Six of Wands. We have the Six of Wands with a Queen of Pentacles. Recognizing every place where your passion and creative power, where your pure raw energy has brought you and how that has benefited you. Taking time this week to really acknowledge all that you have done, all that you've created, all that you've built, how far you've come from this time last year, 2 years ago, 5 years ago. Even through any hardship or challenges that are here at the moment. How have you continued? How have you responded? And how can you celebrate yourself for that? And it might be like, I'm actually embarrassed about how I've responded, or I don't feel good about how I've responded. Okay, well, what do you feel good about? There has to be something. And in this search for those things, those questions, how can you show yourself care and support as you're getting through this exploration? How can you more deeply tend to the body so that your soul, your mind, your intuition has a soft place to land? Knowing that without the body, there is nothing. Not that there is nothing, but without the body, there is no experience of this life. Finding and recognizing the beauty wherever you can see it, that makes you grateful and happy to be here. And then using that to inform how you treat yourself. And then by extension, those around you. But right now, most importantly, yourself. Four of Cups. 10 of Cups. Two of Pentacles. King of Wands. The 4 and 10 of Cups and the 2 of Pentacles, really, there's a lot of aspect of balanced energy here. There's this unification of body and emotion. There's this recognition of what we create in the physical plane influencing the emotional body, the emotional plane, the emotional energy of our existence. And it is through deciding to create something meaningful to us and inspiring and fulfilling for all levels, for all areas of the self, that we can then find this like sense of emotional stability that then takes us into a longer term journey of emotional realization and emotional intelligence, and again, fulfillment. There is no, again, there's like, the body is like very present here. And the physical realm is very present. If you've been trying to escape your body or escape what is happening in the earthly plane, whether it be through, altered states of consciousness, whether it's through like fantasizing, daydreaming, reading fantasy, imagining different scenarios without actually taking action towards them, it's time to really take action. It's really time to start building. And I feel like this has been a theme that's been coming up for us a lot, is like, what are you going to do in the real, tangible, physical world to enact change and to show your presence? Because it is through our physical acts that our emotions are able to process and again find that stability and find that peace and that actualization. And this King of Wands, the balance between that earth and emotion, that body and emotion, that mental and spiritual and physical, is where we then find our way to enlivened and embodied inspiration and creation, creativity, a spirit of motion, and like the ability to know when to act and when to wait, and the ability to fully be present with our full force of power and self. Lean on the ways in which you can maybe put on an act if you're not feeling it any given day. Show up as how you feel your best, even if you don't feel your best. Does that make sense? Put on the costume of your best self, while also knowing that you are always your best self. And sometimes you just need a little help expressing that. Let's look at the bottom of the deck. The Hierophant. We always come back to this like expression of tradition and learning. That's been very present recently too. There's a weird cut here because my phone ran out of storage. But we're almost done, so that's fine. Tradition and learning. And specifically seeking knowledge from the people who have worked towards it already. This is mentorship energy, and maybe it is you being called to find how you can show up as that energy or that person for someone else? What do you have to teach? What do you know that you can share? And at the same time, who do you trust with the vulnerability of your learning? I'm going to leave it at that. Cool. That's the reading. This is one of those ones where I'm just kind of like, I don't know. Ooh, hopefully someone somewhere feels like it made sense, but I like it. The vibes feel good. I feel good. So, yeah. Cool. Let's go ahead and close out. So, I'm once again going to close my eyes and invite you to do the same if it feels safe and good to do so. Take a couple of breaths. Let everything kind of settle and land. Reimagine your circle of protection, your fire, your water, your stones, your plants, your salt, your air. Take a big, deep breath in. As you exhale, watch your breath send it all away. Scattering salt, dissipating air, sending water, stones, plants sinking back into the earth, extinguishing fire, opening the circle and releasing the energy. I release the spirits and guardians of the west, the south, the east, and the north, sending you back to your place in the natural order with praise and with gratitude. I now send the energy of all those watching and listening back to them whole, complete, and intact. I take my energy back to myself whole, complete, and intact. May we remain friends, though our energies are no longer cross-corded or tangled at all, starting now. Take a breath, feel your energy settle into you, all yours. The circle is open, and so it is. Awesome. Thank you all so much. It's been a pleasure as always. I hope to see you in class in the coming weeks. Otherwise, I will see you next time.